What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about some really interesting comments that Simon Pegg made in reference to Rey's parentage and how Rian Johnson pretty much ignored everything JJ set up in The Force Awakens to do his own thing in The Last Jedi. So Simon Pegg was speaking with Josh Horowitz, an interview. I believe it might have been a podcast. I listened to the audio because Josh Horowitz tweeted out the quote from Simon Pegg, and there's some really interesting details in this. So as you know, Simon Pegg, famous actor, he's a longtime Star Wars fan, a very famous prequel hater, and I've made my thoughts well known on that subject before. And he said some really interesting things, so let's get right into it. So this is the quote that Josh Horowitz tweeted out, and I actually took a screen cap of this and posted it to my Twitter, so if you're interested to look at it, it's at @DDayCobra. You can follow me on Twitter, at DDAYCOBRA. All right, so from Horowitz, Simon Pegg confirms what I've long heard. JJ had a much different plan for Rey's parentage. And then here's the quote. I know what JJ kind of intended, or at least was being chucked around. I think that's kind of been undone slightly by the last one. There was some talk of a relevant lineage for her. So this is not breaking news to anybody that's been paying attention. Rian Johnson came in and he took the second part of a trilogy and he completely ignored what came before it, and he had no respect for what should come after it. He just wanted to come in and tell his story almost in isolation is what it felt like, with no respect for anything else. And that's one of the most frustrating parts about this trilogy right now, is that there's no planning, there's no consistency, and Simon Pegg's comments help give more insight into this situation. Very frustrating, very frustrating. And some more things that Simon Pegg said in this interview, and I will link the tweet below so you can listen to it if you want, but it is interesting because he finally started backtracking on his prequel hate, which is what's been happening a lot with after The Last Jedi. Is a lot of people that hated the prequels and were very vicious and anti-prequel, they are really starting to understand, like, man, the prequels weren't that bad, because they weren't that bad. The prequels are amazing in my opinion. I acknowledge their flaws, but the fact that Simon Pegg, one of the most famous prequel haters ever. Now, he still said the prequels didn't work for him, but he was a lot more respectful to the prequels and the fact that he gets that other people really like him. And he was respectful to George Lucas, because I think we're all missing George Lucas at this point. And it's really a sad state that Star Wars is in. And another thing that Simon Pegg said is he point blank said that he doesn't feel Star Wars is for him anymore. He says it's for a whole different group of people. That's a direct shot at the fact that Disney is targeting everyone that aren't Star Wars fans. They're going after all these new types of people they're trying to bring into the fandom. And it's like, why would you do that? Star Wars has the biggest fan base ever. Why are you trying to abandon the fans that brought you here, that's kept you relevant through the dark times, through the dry times, through the times when we didn't think there was going to be any movies? And Disney is just continuing to move in a direction that seems like they want to move away from the old fan base. Ridiculous. But here we have just a little more evidence to support the claims that Rian Johnson ignored the setups in The Force Awakens. Not that I needed more evidence, but there's still plenty of people out there that want to claim that he did not ignore it, and I don't know what movie you watched. I really don't. But what do you guys think about this news? Most of you probably already knew this and believed this, but I think it's nice to have first-hand account of someone that's very close to the situation that is confirming what we have long believed, that Rian Johnson had no respect for The Force Awakens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have a great day. I'll see you tonight on the stream.